Hello everyone. So if you really don't know me, my name is Brian Pondi. I'm currently doing a Masters of Science in Geoinformatics in Germany. I've been in Germany for about 6 months. Before that I was in Dubai for 1 year. And then before that I was mostly working in my country, Kenya, in Nairobi. But then again I worked in other African countries, so Rwanda, Tanzania, Togo, Burkina Faso, the land of upright men, Benin, and a few other African countries, okay, in both East and West Africa. So it has been an interesting journey. I think I've documented my career so far. In Dubai too, Dubai was amazing, great, and there's a video about how I got my tech job in Dubai in the channel, right? Just get it how I got my job. I believe the title is how I got my job in Dubai. So Dubai is not really a country; it's a city or a state. It's part of United Arab Emirates, made up of 7 states. But Dubai is more popular. But others are like Abu Dhabi, which has got the capital, Sharjah, Ajman, Ras Al Khaimah, and which one? If you remember, you can put it on the description. But that's not the focus on today. So yeah, people are usually interested to know about more about Germany, and I can get it why. I think Germany has got a clear immigration policy and also staying policy. Because, for example, like Dubai was quite interesting, tax free, amazing place. Except that it was and super flashy, flamboyant cars, the Lamborghinis. Maseratis, Rolls Royce, name them, all the brands. Yeah, it was the city of the flashy. But sadly, if you even stayed in Dubai for 40 years, you can never get a citizenship, right? And there was also no stuff about permanent residence. So if your job contract came to an end, you had to get a new job within a month or move to another country and do some visa runs for 3 months or go back to your country. So yeah, it's not clearly structured. To me, it looks like an unstable economy, but people can say, like even right now with COVID, because it's mainly tourism and oil. Does oil still sell that much? Yeah, they still they still get a lot of money from oil, I think. Yeah, but right now even cars are shifting to electronics, so I really don't know the future. Yeah, tourism can be affected by COVID, and some companies suffered more, and I believe even in Dubai companies suffered greatly because it's a touristic hub. Uh, what else apart from that? Yeah, there's usually weather difference. So in Kenya, Nairobi, the maximum temperatures I would have was 28, 29 with the lows of 12. In Dubai, the temperatures were crazy. In summer, it was like 45 degrees and it will feel like 50s because it was just super hot, right? And of the humidity. Humidity contributed greatly. And the lows of 20s. So Dubai had got summer and winter. I don't know why. Because in Kenya we didn't have summer and winter. In Kenya it's just rainy, not rainy. That's the season. It's not raining. Yeah, in Germany it's 4 seasons. So there's the winter, summer, autumn, and spring. So those are like 4 seasons. And I came in October. Then by January I experienced massive snow. Yeah, it was my first time experiencing negative degrees. Yeah, but that was crazy. Yeah. Anyway, back to here. Why I'm doing this video is people are usually interested in on the various ways of that Germany offers. Since Germany is a great powerhouse, yeah, it's the fourth biggest economy in the world, right, and the biggest economy in Europe. So I think it's an interesting place, and I believe the language is usually the one that's a challenge to people. But yeah, once you come you're coming to Germany. It's usually great to know the German language, unless you want to live in a bubble, in an expert bubble that you can do without German. Yes, you will live without German, but it's a tough life, right? Because you need a social life too, right? And also you can try to integrate with the locals. It's usually a good thing. Yeah, yeah. And so this country, yeah, it's definitely mostly Germans, because in Kenya was mostly used to Kenyans, but I used to work in a diverse company in Kenya. But in Dubai, because it was a research organization, then in Dubai it's 85% foreigners. Yeah, in Germany it's mostly Germans and maybe people from EU. Uh, uh, okay, so I'll just start with so people are interested on various opportunities to explore in Germany, especially my country folks or people or like a few friends that I left in Dubai, or a few people at home that are interested in this. So I'll just share the opportunities that I know of, but definitely it's you to do research on them, right? Further, because I know properly well about me coming here for masters and also getting a part-time job, and I know where I'm heading and why. But yeah, I can't know for everything here, but I can give you some tips, because at least I know a few friends and people from my former high school mates who came directly to Germany way earlier and didn't go to Kenyan education for bachelors. They did their bachelors in Germany here, right? So the first thing is usually the au pair, okay? So I'm reading a note, because definitely I might forget some, just to make sure. So au pair is usually like a family gets to host you. Consider it like you help them in taking care of the kids when they're not there, or when they've got no time. So maybe taking the kids to school, coming with the kids back, right? Maybe helping a little bit with some shopping or something, but it usually revolves around the kids. So the au pair is AU then pair, just like that, au pair. And it usually needs you to have an A1 German level. If you don't know about the German ranking system, educational system, or the language system, because there's usually the language system, especially I think this is the standardization in Europe. So there's usually A1, A2, B1, B1, and B1, B2. Then there's usually C1, C2. So A1, A2, those are like beginner levels. Then B1, B2, those are intermediate. Then C1, C2, those like advanced. So getting an A1, it depends. It can take like 3 months or even less, depending on how intensive you do the course and your own effort. So au pair usually needs you to have A1 German. Come on, you're coming to Germany, so knowing a little bit of German helps. And you should be less than 26 or less of age. That should be your age. Then how to get these families? There's usually the au pair world. It's just like, like the way you have a Facebook profile. Yeah, usually put a profile in some websites. So the popular ones are aupair.com and aupairworld.com. I'll put the links in the descriptions, okay? So those are like, that's the first one, au pair. Getting a hosting family, okay? The second one is Ausbildung or apprenticeship. And also know, if you came as an au pair, you can also later on join the Ausbildung. So I can explain what Ausbildung is. Ausbildung or apprenticeship is, put it an equivalent to a diploma, but you are getting paid to study. It's like, for example, like nursing. That's an apprenticeship, right? When you do nursing in Germany, there's definitely a huge demand for being a nurse, for nurses and just medics in general. If you do nursing, it's usually not a degree, but when you do nursing, you get paid about 1,000 euros per month, and this 1,000 euros, that's good money for the students. It will cater for your living expenses greatly as you study. So you're being paid to study, and this Ausbildung, they usually require for you to have like B2 level, And so you can apply, when you have the B2 level, you can apply for nursing roles in the hospitals. You can just Google up the hospitals and try to reach out to them and see. Then they can sponsor you to come and study, right? And apart from nursing, there are other areas. Like, for example, in IT, you can do some IT as an Ausbildung, where you're just being trained for like 2 years, then you work for that company, right? And other areas consider like doing maybe, let me say, mechanical works, like maybe with the companies like BMW or BMW in German, W is V in Germany, BMW or Mercedes Benz or Porsche or Audi. Sometimes these companies need skills in certain assembly plant, right? They'll train you as they pay you, and then later you work for them. Consider it usually a win-win. So that's usually great. And to get some insights on this, you can go to azubi.de, www.azubi.de to see. The third option, work visa. Okay. Maki, before I go to the third option, let me emphasize, you can come here as an au pair, but come with a mind to really build yourself. You can learn more, you can do a degree, you can do nursing, whatever, so that you build yourself. In a first world country, it's usually great when you learn more, especially in a demanding field, right? And not just to stick in some odd jobs or whatever. Not really, I don't know how to put it, but like, let me say, when you get the chance to learn, you can learn. And education is free in Germany. I'll get into that. So, work visa. The third one is work visa. So, usually happens with international companies. I cannot try this method, but sadly, the companies that I was doing an interview with, they were affected by COVID when I was trying to move. Yeah, and so my job interviews were like terminated. Last year was crazy. So work visa is a great one. Usually international firms, you need to Google, say the firms that advertise in English, and maybe also they usually say they can offer visa relocation. Give it a shot, apply for the job. If you pass, they'll definitely sponsor the visa. If you pass the interview, that is. Marriage, yeah. So maybe you're in Dubai or whatever, you bump into a German, you like each other, you start dating, you're in love, genuine love. Yep. Yeah, you can definitely do marriage. Yeah, and yeah, marriage. Yeah, you can move to this country because your couple is a German or your better half is a German. That's okay. So I came here by education, masters in geoinformatics, which is also a field in computing. If you don't know more about it, I've talked about my career so far. You can read more about that. But so there's masters and there's bachelors. Let me talk about bachelor's degree. So for bachelor's degree, in a Kenyan context, you can come here immediately after high school, right? Or even if you came as an au pair, you will need to do 1 year student colleague, right? And after doing the student colleague, it's like a pre-university, 1 year in pre-university. Then after that, you can join program that you like. Maybe except medicine, they have got, it's highly competitive, but other fields, yeah, you can join other curriculum like law, computer science, whatever. You can easily join. But yeah, they usually eliminate people. They usually give tough exams in first year to eliminate people. So the dropout rate for bachelor's degrees in Germany is usually high. But then there are like two kinds of universities: University of Applied Sciences and the universities. Universities of Applied Sciences are more practical oriented. The other universities are more, we can say, more theoretical. They're considered more theoretical and focus on research. So it's like they're building you to go up to PhD level, while if you're doing University of Applied Sciences, it's like you're studying up to masters. Yeah. But the thing is, if you study at a bachelor's degree in University of Applied Sciences, you can do your masters again in the normal universities. So yeah, Germany has got two kinds of universities. Just know that it has got university for those who are not interested in research or right. you want to, for example, if you're doing computer science, you want to go there, do bachelor, masters, and go to industry. Well, the other universities, the technical universities, those are pro research, so pro theory. You do, you study, then go to do a master's or even a PhD, but it depends. Like even people go to university. Like for me, I'm in the university, but I'm not interested in a PhD. Okay, and then you can come via masters, right? So there's usually English taught masters. Sadly, bachelor's degrees are usually in Germany, so in German language. So it's usually great to know German, at least up to B2 level. Sometimes even C1, depending on recommendations. Yeah, but yeah, you need to achieve like B2. Masters, most of them, most of them are in German, but they're also in English. So for masters, you can usually get the scholarship. There's the DAAD, Delta Alpha Delta, DAAD, A for apple, and D for dogs. But then again, it usually depends. It's competitive, definitely. If I know a few people who came via scholarships. It's usually a small number. Yeah, if you don't want to come via scholarship, some or like yeah, the easiest way is definitely not via scholarship. The usual tons of the programs, especially if you know German, usually and apply for German taught programs only. It's not super competitive from the international side because very few internationals apply for the German taught programs. Most go for the English. Like mine is also an English taught masters, right? But you have to do if you are going to be self-sponsored, you need like 10,000 euros in a, so it will be you'll transfer it to a blocked German account. We can talk about this process in future because you have to show that you can afford to live in Germany. The German government estimate this to be like you can afford to have like 850 euros per month. So they'll always transfer this money to you monthly, but you first need to show that yeah, I have this money. Or another option is someone to say that they can support you while you are here. Yeah, the final option that I know of is asylum. So maybe you are political asylum, yeah, you or FGM or yeah, or your country wants to kill you for some reasons. Yeah, you can file for that, and definitely Germany will welcome you here. Okay, final things. Know that Germany is a social markets economy, not a capitalist. So if you are pro-capitalist, like Kenya is a capitalist, USA is a capitalist country, Dubai, United Arab Emirates is a capitalism. If you like capitalism, you might not enjoy social markets economy. German language is key. You can't roll it out, even if you come. Like for example, for me, I came for a master's taught in English. But yeah, I have to learn German because I'm in Germany. That's like their main language, and it's good to integrate, right? So that's an interesting thing. Oh yeah, and you still have to also know the political dynamics as a black person, especially because you know there is the East and then there is the West Germany. I'm in the West, so the West is usually great because, for example, I've been here for 6 months. I've not experienced any racism at all, and it's because maybe I chose wisely, or I'm just confident or ignorant. I don't know, but I know if I was in the East, I would have felt more right. If yeah, and you need to read more about German history, and also need to know about AfD the party, the alternative for Germany, because it's more on the right, and yeah, they were initially anti-refugees. I think in 2015 refugees were coming to Germany, and now they thought yeah taking their place or competition. I'm not sure, but yeah, they usually have their own agendas. I think that's it. If there's anything you want us me to get time to expound on, yeah, I'll be glad to do that. But I think that's it. Those are the ways. I'll put the links of the things to the websites of the various sites down here. What else? I think that's it. Oh yeah, and always just know the political dynamics of a country, because because definitely the East, FD is more popular there. I think it's reducing now, but it's still more popular there. So if you want to factor in Germany, come. I think it's okay, but come with the mindset to grow. Education is free. It's an interesting place, right? Greater social security. Like for example, after working in Germany for like 2 years, if you ever lose your job, you'll be getting like 1 year. You'll be paid about 60% of your salary, right? Maternity leave is 1 year. What? Education is free. Healthcare is great. Public transport is great. What else? Yeah, just work-life balance is great. Rarely do people do work like 8 hours like in the US. Yeah, it's about like 40 hours. 35 to 40. Yeah. Give it a try.